And we're back in the shop, guys. Sorry I forgot to film all this stuff, but we got the EWP 150 mounted and bolted in. I just put a bolt. Oh, let me see if I can finagle this. There was a stud right there. There you go. There's a stud right there, and I just put the bracket on there, tightened it down, and zipped it in. But that's our discharge, and then the suction comes out through the front and goes back up to the tank. I'll show you guys that here in a bit. Let me button up everything down here. I gotta put the lip back on, and then I just got the bumper on, and then this is the bypass line that I made for the air-to-air. But it fit perfect. I also mounted the heat exchanger. This was the auxiliary radiator that came with the Grand Sport. Took it out a long time ago when I put the Vortec YSI on. So I ended up reusing it as a heat exchanger for the air-to-water intercooler. I also upgraded I got the new radiator in there. Everything's bolted up and nice. Let me get the lid back on and then that bottom panel back on, and I'll show you guys what it looks like from the top. Well, it's the next day. I got the bumper all put on. Like I was showing you guys, that pump was back here behind the bumper right there. But here's what it looks like from the top. Right now I'm in the process of cutting the hood, but I still got to zip tie some of these water lines. That way they're not flopping around. But yeah, I drove it around today. I'm still waiting on a fresh tune from GPI, but I got the sensor set up in HP tuners, sent a log over, all that stuff. It actually runs great. For some reason, the air-to-air was messing up the MAF signal, and now it's super smooth. So I'm hoping we can just keep it on MAF instead of running it over on speed density. But yeah, intake temps were good. Once the day started getting hotter, I think the highest I saw was like 150 with air to water. Back when I was on air to air, after like one pull, it hit like 215, and then it creeped down slowly to about, I don't know, 150, 160. And that's just cruising. On this one, after a bunch of pulls, it stayed right around 150. I'm sure if, we're out here doing fun runs, I could throw some ice in this and it'd stay well below 100, at least for a while, until all the ice melted. But yeah, it's working great. So let's start chopping this up. I'm gonna explain to you guys the method to my madness on this one. So I measured the center of the hood, and then I measured how wide the brick was, measured that out. So I'm gonna start cutting that, and then right here is about where the throttle body is at, and then here is more or less where that silicone coupler is at. So I'm hoping I'll cut this and then kind of rough freehand this cut for the coupling, and I'll be able to just trim it slowly. The homie Edgar let me borrow his little rotary, I guess it's like a rotary tool, and you'll see it. But yeah, I'm gonna cut along those lines for now, and then cut this out, and then we'll smooth this stuff out once we get it all really close. But yeah, let's get it. And there it is. It actually looks pretty sick. It's not like perfect, but honestly, it's not horrible. Anyway, yeah. That's it for this thing right now. For now. I eventually want to tune it on E, but unfortunately, my low side pumps, I still have the stock Grand Sport pump. So if I want to push more power with E, I'm going to have to upgrade to a Z06 low side pump, because just the stock pump with the aux pump won't keep up with the demand, I guess, for what I'm doing. Yeah. I think we'll call it a day after this, but I'll see if maybe Ryan wants to try E85 again. But the thing was that when we were up around, I don't know, 6,000 RPM or so, fuel pressure started to drop, and that's not bueno. But yeah, overall, I think it came out pretty sick. I love this thing. That's all I got for today, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Remember, Jesus loves you. Peace.